Hey, what up, guys? It's PT. I'm here. I actually want to talk to you guys about something. I mean, obviously, you guys already clicked the link. It's 10 hacks to get rid of writer's block. Here's the thing. My mindset is different than most, and I want you guys to join my wave, right? So a lot of people aren't going to teach you the things I want to let you in on, but it's due to lack of self-confidence. So right off the gates, I think we should start with what is writer's block. And in my opinion, writer's block is a mentality. It's no inspiration. It is lack of motivation, and it is just it's not real, guys. It's not happening. And if you do come across it, because even I have, but I'm at the point now where I realize it's not even a thing, right? You guys can overcome this. Not only will you overcome it, you will defeat it for good. All right, and that's my goal with you today. But I need some effort from your part as well. I need you to try harder than you ever have before. All right, so we know what it is. Why does it happen? Like we said, lack of motivation, lack of self-confidence, I believe, is the root of a lot of our problems. It's the myth that was created of writer's block. So I even hear producers talk about beat block. I don't understand it, guys. I mean, sure, I understand the idea, but I don't understand telling yourself that I'm stuck, right? So first off, the first thing I want you to do is make sure that you don't fall for the trap. I think that's something that indie artists struggle with because you start small, right? But it's not a thing. It's not a thing. Okay, so you will also get rid of this. But let's get right to it. 10 hacks, because I want to make sure I can give you real advice, real actionable steps, things that you can actually implement, and you'll get rid of this thing. All right, so straight up, number one, this might be very simple, right? But this is very true right here. Live. So when I say live, I don't mean just live your typical life, continue doing what you've been doing, because clearly it's not working, right? Clearly it's not giving you the results you want. And excuse me if I'm a little sweaty. It's hot. I got this light beaming on me. I'm not used to this, right? Live. Get off your phone. Look around. If you have an animal in the house and it's not yours, bond, man. Go take a walk with it, right? Go call somebody you normally wouldn't call. Go check on somebody. All right? Because believe in the universe at work, okay? Live and things happen. All right? Writer's block is when things don't happen, correct? So make sure you're living, all right? So let's get into number 2. And this is very simple, okay? I know it sounds simple, but trust me. The only way this stuff works is if you implement, if you take action, if you pull the trigger. And you're going to hear me talk about pulling the trigger a lot, okay? Number 2. And excuse my handwriting. I got into business and I was not fond of school. Tell your story. So what I mean by that, this is a very touchy subject. Not everybody's going to agree with me on this, but I don't need you to agree with me. I just need you to understand, okay? Tell your story. Were you abused? Were you rich? Were you babied? Were you moving? What happened in your life exactly? You might not be a big fan of this because you're calling out a lot of people in your life, and it might cut people out. And it's the truth. Like, I did a song 2 albums ago in 2018. And I word dropped, like I name dropped my brother, not his name, but I pulled it out. I was like, hey, pretty much in a nutshell, my brother has started this record label. I was interested. I was 12 years old, though. He was way older than me. And so he gave me a stack of CDs, and he's like, if you give these out in school, I'll get you in the studio. So day 1, gone. I almost got suspended for him because the people at the school actually listened to the content, and it was not good content. It was like dirty language and stuff. But anyways, so I put that in the flow because, promised me studio time that never came. So I started selling beats when my boy started selling cane. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just telling my truth that I was promised to be put in the studio, was never put there. I did it myself. Tell your story. Tell the truth. All right? And that takes me to my 3rd point. And I know a lot of this kind of intertwines with each other, but the key here is to be specific, okay? Be authentic. Be authentic. Don't talk about Like, look, I've heard the excuse that, oh, I'm just rapping about what's gonna happen. Like, talk about money, cars, and clothes, and chains. And look, I get it. All right, I get it. I give you an 808 trap beat. I'm not gonna get mad at you for making a club banger, okay? But what I am trying to tell you is, if you're trying to get out of this, be authentic. Talk about this. Talk about how you were in a writer's block, but you realize that, nothing can stop you, so it's no longer a thing. Okay, be authentic. Tell your story. Tell your story to the detail. I'm not saying drop names because, you don't want to get caught up in the wrong mess or somebody, retaliate on you. We don't want that kind of energy. But you do need to be 100% authentic. Don't be someone you're not. I mean, you see me, yo. I'm just chilling. My hair not cut. I'm a little, but it's good. I'm working, right? And like I said, right now's the time. I'm trying to help you guys out. But anyways, be authentic. This is a very big thing. Be authentic, because the game out here is real messed up. And I'm gonna keep my cussing on a minimum. This is the fun one. This is my favorite. Exes. Love. That's an easy one. So if you got a girlfriend, you got in a fight with her, write about it. You got a new girlfriend and you're feeling her, you ain't never felt like that, write about her. Let's talk examples. You guys heard of Drake? That's the world's biggest artist, and in my opinion, one of the world's greatest artists. And it's not just because he raps about his exes. I could do a list. I could do a whole other video on why Drake is number one, right? But this is almost a foolproof way to get out of writer's block. Like, no cap, you can make bangers out of these, okay? You can make bangers out of these, but the thing is to keep it real. Talk about the girl in your freaking fifth period class. Talk about the girl at the gym. Call her a name. Make up a name, make up a story. And I should, right next to it, I'm going to put story, because that's what it is, man. I need you to tell a story. That's how you're going to get out of this, because all of a sudden you're not making things up. You're not trying to grasp on things. You're just recalling events, okay? I hope you guys understand where I'm trying to get with this. Now, let's get into the nitty and the gritty. And this is actually one of my favorite methods whenever I feel stuck, okay? First words. What I mean by that, first words that come to your mind are the ones that should end up on the beat, on the mic. And I'm pointing that way because behind this wall is my actual recording booth. But first words that come to your mind. So let's say I got a beat, and the other day I had an artist come up and here actually at my personal studio, and he was like talking crazy, talking about these shoes won't ever last, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, say that then, right? So he started talking about how, his shoes are busted, but then he started talking about why, because you can't walk a mile in those shoes. You ain't seen the steps those shoes have taken. You know what I'm saying? So the first words, when I say I'm shooting on my iPhone, that's the first words that I spit. Okay? You don't need to be, look, the thing about the first line is it's the beginning of the snowball. It's the beginning of the avalanche. Okay? You want to continue, but you need a start in order to continue. First thing that comes to your mind, write it down. Who cares if it's good? Who cares if it's bad? Just make sure that it is authentic. It's about you. Make it happen, right? Now, I do this a lot. Now, this one, if you're going to be doing this is very obvious to you guys, but I need to stress that you need to actually do this. Excuse me. You need to actually do this, all right? Because people will talk about how they're not freestyle rappers or artists. But I'll tell you something. When you can freestyle, you can write quicker than anybody else. You can write better things than anybody else because you got more words. And you know what? Now that we're right here, if you guys got troubles with words, there's a website I highly recommend. And you might have already heard about it. And if you haven't, I suggest you get to it. It's called rhymezone.com. So RhymeZone is a site. It's like a rhyming dictionary, but it's online. Okay. So you coming up, you want to build a punchline, because people still do that. You can build a punchline. You reverse engineer it, right? So you go to rhymezone.com. You type in the word, right? You could be like airplane, right? Boom. It'll come up with all the words down to the syllables. So there's 2 syllables in airplane. So it'll come up with the two syllables that'll rhyme with airplane. Then if there's three, it'll be 3-syllable words that rhyme with airplane. So it really helps you with counting your beats, knowing how you're gonna do it. Rhymezone.com, guys. If you guys are having trouble rhyming your words, and I know a lot of people do, this don't make you less of a rapper. I'm telling you, they're gonna tell you it is, but it don't. Because you hear about Eminem looking at the dictionary. Look, this is a step up. It's a rhyming dictionary. Do not ever play yourself, but freestyle for real. So don't freestyle just every now and then. Freestyle a lot. So have friends that freestyle with you. Please let it be trash. And I mean that because I'm like, that's how you're gonna get better. If you start feeling shy, let me erase this whole thing. Let me throw away this whole board. You understand what I'm saying? You must do this to become a better rapper, to become a better lyricist, to become a better songwriter. You must. You cannot escape this. You might think you can, but as soon as you add this to your freaking tools, you're gonna see how quickly you're gonna elevate. And I've done this myself, big time. And this gets me to this point. Number 7, let's talk about Lil Wayne. And I could write Jay-Z, but Jay-Z's better than Wayne. And I just think Wayne isn't doing what Jay does. So when I say Lil Wayne, I'm going to put Lil Wayne it because you want to Lil Wayne it. That means get up in that booth and you just hit record. So that means you can either, obviously go to your computer, hit record and get up to the mic and do it, or have your friends do it. If you guys have an engineer, even better. But do this. That is called pulling the trigger. That is called, how Wayne said in the beginning of that Drake song, rappers be needing beats, needing hooks, waiting for the engineer, waiting for all this, when all you need to do is come in with clips, right? And what he means by clips is he means bars, and it's not a freestyle. It is a little more thought out, but it just speeds up the process because you're already up in there. So if you guys got time, I got a song called Right to It. Page Turner, Right to It. 100% of that song, not written, not a freestyle, because I was up in there doing a bar at a time. Boom, boom, stop, right away. That song got done in about, with the beat being made and everything, it was made under like 50 minutes. Some crazy stuff. But that only happens when you do this. All right, this saves you time, so you'll be able to create more content. I'm big on creating more content, guys. It's 2019. You must. This is how you make a lot of quick songs. They're probably dope because, look, when you write, it's not the same as boom, blasting it out there. There is a different feel. If you don't believe me, just try it. It will take your music to another level. I can show you better than I can tell you, right? So I encourage you to please one day load up a beat, get up in front of the mic, hit record. That's it. All right. So due to that, this leads us to my next one. Mumble right. What do I mean by mumble rights? So I got another song. I would pull up the example, but I don't got a lot of time. Now, let's say you try to do this and you fail miserably. Because you're like, bro, I can't rhyme. I can't rhyme that fast. I can't come up with rhymes that fast. It's cool, man. Do this. Because and what I do know is that you have melodies. All right? If you don't have melodies, you have rhythms, right, in your head. Record those rhythms. Record those mumbles. So at the end, so once you're done recording that little, it's just your beat or whatever, and then one long piece of vocal. Okay? That one long piece of vocal will be no words. You can't understand it. It'll just be rhythm and mumbles and melody, right? But what you're going to do is you're going to write to that rhythm. So now let's say I got a rhythm, right? I got a rhythm. I'm going to write to each of those syllables, all right? As they come. And I honestly, I do a lot of my songs like that because I believe that you capture feeling more. Like melodies are melodies, man. You can't necessarily sit and write a melody, but you can come up with it. Just leave it to the universe, right? Write to your mumbles. This is not new stuff, but when you implement it, I'm telling you, you'll be able to pump out songs quicker. This don't exist. I'm telling you, right, this don't exist. It only exists because you let it exist. Okay? Hope you guys understand what I mean by that. Number 9. Now, before I write this down, a lot of people don't agree with me on this. I hear this a lot. But as soon as I make it happen, they start to tell me I can't believe it. Can't believe it worked. Okay? Because a lot of people tell us not to do this. They tell us not to. And I disagree. Force it. Okay? Why should you force it? Paige, if I force it, it's not going to be that good. You're going to tell I forced it and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's talk about it. What does it... If I can tell you forced it, you're telling me that it's not good, right? It's coming out like, oh, well, he tried so hard to rhyme that word. Listen, I'm only speaking from my experience. So, of course, I know you have these experiences, but I've had many times where, you know what's the easiest part of a song? The first verse and the first hook, or whatever, the hook, the verse, right? I bet you you have a lot of songs that are just verses and hooks that all they need is a second verse. And why did they not happen? Because you didn't pull the trigger, okay? You did not force it. You must force it, all right? When I tell you, whenever I work with an artist, they never get to leave with my beat. They don't. And it's not because you got paid for the beat. No, it's because the song gets done today. Because if it don't get done today, there is a more than a 50% chance that it will not get done, okay? Force it, guys. Oh, I got another verse right. Oh, I got another verse. You need to have more solutions than excuses. If it means forcing it, force it. If you need to rewrite. Who cares? But the thing is, look, if you implement all this won't ever happen. It won't. If you implement, though, because all this knowledge is worthless if you don't take action on it. Okay? So then, this is my favorite. Though I don't do this often, honestly, it's I've never had writer's block when I work with others. Never in my life. Work with others, guys. Hit up the homies from your school. Hit up the homies from your Facebook groups, from your Instagram chats, you know, like work with others. Just obviously you guys got to make sure you're on the same wavelength. But if a person is a good person, take the risk. You got nothing to lose. You're probably already at 0. So might as well take it to 2. You know what I'm saying? Work with others. It helps your writer's block a lot. I know I'm a lot of this really coincides with each other because it is one thing. But it is one thing because that don't exist, guys. Writer's block don't exist. I want to teach you guys about mindset. I don't think right now is the time, but you need to think bigger, okay? So I hope you got this down. I'm gonna erase it because I want to make sure that this sits in your head by the time you're out of here. Go ahead, go back, reverse that video. You'll be able to see it. Excuse me. That's my little plug. The book club. Yeah, dude. Think bigger. Look at that ugly handwriting, baby. Well, like, bang, you know? Think bigger, bruh. Think bigger. So what I mean by that is you shouldn't allow things like writer's block to stop someone like you. Okay? You shouldn't allow something like writer's block to stop your movement. Oh, hey, why don't you... Oh, because I couldn't... You need to stop accepting defeat. Don't accept defeat. It's as simple like that. I know it's easier said than done, but there ain't nothing to it but to do it. All right? These are old sayings that, you know, in 2019, a lot of us have lost them. You can't let them. Think big, guys. Writer's block is non-existent. Let me know if this works for you guys. Send me back an email. I hope this really helped. I really do believe that writer's block is it's in your imagination. I really do. So anyways, I'm Paige Turner. Remember, check out some of my beats. Get some of those packs. I'm always putting out packs now. I appreciate you guys for even watching this. That means that, you know, you're somewhat of a fan or you're somewhat of a follower. So I encourage you to encourage others to come holler at me. Send me your music that you do to my beats. I always want to hear those, right? Peace out, guys.